Another Saiyan survived the destruction of planet Vegeta. Moments before Frieza destroyed the Saiyan homeworld, King Vegeta secretly launched one final warrior into deep space, a low-class Saiyan named Kael. When his mission ended, Kael returned home, only to find silence. Planet Vegeta, and nearly every Saiyan had vanished. Consumed by grief and rage, Kael swore revenge. He trained across the galaxy, growing stronger with every battle. Then one day, his scouter detected something impossible. Saiyan power levels coming from a planet called Earth. When Kael arrived, he saw two Saiyans standing side by side, Goku and Prince Vegeta. Would Kael become their greatest ally or their next enemy? Part 2 coming soon. Previously, a lone Saiyan named Kael returned home to find his world gone. Consumed by grief, he trained for years, hunting the power that destroyed everything he loved. Now, on a distant planet called Earth, Kael stood before two warriors bearing his own blood. Goku stepped forward first, hands open, no hostility in his eyes. "I don't know you," he said, "but I can feel you're a Saiyan, like us." Kael said nothing. His eyes moved past Goku to the prince standing beside him. Vegeta's expression twisted. Another survivor, another low-class soldier who dared to live, while his own people turned to dust. "Impossible," Vegeta snarled. "King Vegeta sent no one else off-world. You're a liar, or a ghost." "I was sent away before the end," Kael said quietly. "I've spent years wondering why I was spared, and everyone else wasn't." Vegeta's aura flared gold at the edges, fury barely restrained. "A low-class rat, alive, while true warriors perished? Prove your blood, Saiyan, or die pretending you have any." Without warning, Vegeta lunged. The two Saiyans collided in a blast of light, shockwaves tearing across the field, fists and energy meeting again and again. Kael was strong, stronger than Vegeta expected. "Enough!" Goku's voice cut through the chaos as he forced himself between them, absorbing the final blow. "We don't have to be enemies, not with what's coming." The fighting stopped. Silence settled over the battlefield. Kael dropped to one knee, breathing hard, the weight of years finally breaking through. "I watched my planet die from a screen 1,000 light years away," he whispered. "I couldn't save anyone. All I have left is the promise I made. Frieza dies by my hand." Goku knelt beside him. "Then let us help you carry that promise, and maybe you can help us carry ours." Even Vegeta said nothing, his pride wounded but his eyes calculating. Then all three of them froze, a power signature, immense and cruel, rippled across the stars. Unmistakable, even from this distance. Frieza was still out there, and he was growing stronger. 3 Saiyans, one terrible enemy, and a reckoning that could no longer wait. Part 3 coming soon. Previously, 3 Saiyans, once strangers, once enemies, felt the same terrible power rippling across the stars. Frieza was still out there, and he was growing stronger. Kael, Goku, and Vegeta trained together as the days passed, pushing each other past every limit they thought they had. Fists met fists, energy met energy. Every clash forged something stronger than power alone. Trust. As the sun set over the battered training grounds, the 3 warriors sat in silence. No longer strangers, something like brotherhood had taken root. Then, without warning, a cold signal pierced the sky. A scout sent ahead of its master, scanning, searching, reporting back. Frieza knew. He was watching, and he was patient no longer. The 3 Saiyans rose together, auras igniting, violet, gold, and green burning as one. Whatever came next, they would face it side by side. With a final look toward the horizon, they launched into the sky, leaving Earth behind to hunt the tyrant who had taken everything. Part 4, coming soon. Previously, Kael, Goku, and Vegeta launched into the stars, vowing to hunt down the tyrant who destroyed their home. Now they streak across the void, an alien world growing larger with every second, their resolve hardening as they close in. They touch down on a barren outpost world, jagged metal towers under a blood-red sky, banners bearing a cruel insignia marking this place as his. Two shapes step from the shadows to block their path. Vrask, a reptilian soldier in cracked purple armor, and Newell, a hulking grey-skinned brute with tusks bared. Turn back now, Vrask sneers, or become dust like your precious planet. The trio doesn't flinch. Newell loses patience first, lunging straight for Goku with a bone-crushing punch. Goku dodges, and then Vegeta and Kael join the fray, blasts of golden and violet energy tearing through the outpost. It's over in seconds. Vrask and Newell are hurled back, broken and defeated, barely worth the effort. The trio regroups over the fallen soldiers, breathing steady. This was never a real fight, it was a test. A strange chill passes over them. Slowly, they turn toward a distant tower rising above the wreckage. Atop it, a cloaked, armored silhouette stands motionless against the dying red sun, watching them in silence. The hunt has only just begun. Part 5 coming soon. Previously, Kael, Goku, and Vegeta sensed a cloaked figure watching them from atop a distant tower. Now they land before him, energy crackling in the dead air. Slowly the figure turns, ash-grey skin, curved black horns, eyes glowing like dying embers. "So," he says with a thin smile, "you're the ones who beat my toys. I am Frieza." "Three little Saiyans," Frieza chuckles, "come all this way to die together. How touching." Vegeta grits his teeth. Enough talk. The trio explodes forward as one, unleashing everything they have. Frieza doesn't move. He deflects every blow with a single hand, bored, almost disappointed. Is that truly all? Refusing to be humiliated, the three push harder, auras roaring to their absolute limit, blast after blast slamming into him. For the first time, Frieza's smile falters. A scorch mark blackens his armor. Interesting. "You should feel honored," he sneers, wiping his shoulder. "This is only my first transformation. What you're fighting now is a fraction, a shadow of what I truly am. When I return," Frieza says, "you won't be facing this form again." A dark portal tears open behind him. With a final mocking glance, he steps through, his ship rocketing away into the black of space. The trio stands amid the wreckage, breathing hard, staring at the empty sky where he vanished. Kael clenches his fist. That was only the beginning. Part 6 coming soon. Previously, Frieza vanished through a portal, warning the trio he had only shown them a fraction of his true power. Now Kael, Goku, and Vegeta stand amid the wreckage, breathing hard, staring at the empty sky. "We're not strong enough," Kael mutters. "Not even close." Suddenly, a figure steps from the ruins. Stone-grey skin etched with glowing Saiyan markings, ancient eyes that have watched this planet for centuries. "I am Elder San," the being says calmly. "I have watched your battle, and I have watched Frieza's kind before. My people guarded techniques passed down since before your Saiyan ancestors ever left the stars. If you wish to survive what comes next, I will teach you." Vegeta scoffs, but Goku steps forward. "We'll take any edge we can get." The training begins brutal and unrelenting. Crushing gravity fields bear down on their bodies as Elder San watches without mercy. Again and again they fall. Again and again they rise, auras flickering, muscles screaming, refusing to stay down. "You are not training your bodies," Elder San says. "You are training the will beneath them. Push past what you believe is your limit." Kael roars, pushing through agony neither of them has felt before. Goku and Vegeta follow, refusing to be left behind. Something inside them cracks open. The ground splits apart. Their auras erupt violently, blinding white-hot energy, tearing through the sky. Eyes blazing white, electricity arcing across their skin, the three Saiyans rise transformed, power surging like never before. Elder San's eyes widen. Remarkable. In all my centuries, I have never witnessed a breakthrough like this. Kael clenches a crackling fist, staring at the horizon where Frieza disappeared. Let him come back. This time, we'll be ready. Part 7, coming soon. The transformation still crackling across their skin, Kael, Goku, and Vegeta launch into the stars, tracking the ion trail Frieza's ship left behind. This time, Kael says, we don't stop until we find him. Hours into the chase, a distress beacon crackles through their scanner, a nearby world orbited by ships bearing Frieza's banners. They descend into ash-grey skies and find the planet in chains. A gentle, lavender-skinned people forced into labor camps, guarded by Frieza's soldiers in dark crimson armor, single red optics scanning the ruins. Another world stripped for his empire, Vegeta growls. We move. Now. The soldiers open fire the moment they're spotted. Kael, Goku, and Vegeta answer with their newly awakened power, auras blazing white-hot, tearing through the guards' ranks like a storm given form. Chains shatter, watchtowers crumble. The natives scatter free, disbelief turning to hope in their wide amber eyes. Their leader approaches, trembling. You freed us, but Frieza's fleet is vast. This is not the first world he has taken, and it will not be the last, unless he is stopped. Goku clenches his fist. Then we keep going, planet by planet if we have to. Kael looks toward the horizon, eyes hard. Frieza wanted us to feel small. Every world we free just makes us stronger. Vegeta smirks. Let's give him a proper welcome when we arrive. The three Saiyans rise back into the sky, more resolved than ever, chasing the trail toward whatever Frieza has built next. Part 8, coming soon. Chains broken, hope restored, Kael, Goku, and Vegeta rise from the freed world and push deeper into the void, the ion trail pulling them ever closer to Frieza's fleet. We're gaining on him, Goku says, eyes fixed on the trail. Hours later, their scanners flare. Not a labor camp this time, but a fortified outpost bristling with cannons and Frieza's soldiers massed in formation. They descend into the compound, and a figure steps forward to meet them. Commander Vrol, a tall, teal-scaled enforcer in black and bronze armor, a torn cape trailing behind him, an energy blade humming along his forearm. So you're the ones causing Lord Frieza sleepless nights, Vrol sneers. He sent me ahead to make sure you go no further. Kael steadies himself. Then you're about to have a very bad day. The soldiers open fire first, and the trio tears through their ranks with ease, auras blazing. But Vrol is different. He moves fast, his blade cutting through Vegeta's guard, sending him skidding across the ground. Careless, Vrol says coldly. Frieza warned me you were strong. He didn't say you were reckless. Vegeta grits his teeth and rises. Big talk for someone about to eat dirt. The three Saiyans regroup, fighting as one for the first time, Kael drawing Vrol's blade wide, Goku striking low, Vegeta driving a devastating blow home. Vrol staggers, armor cracked, breathing hard. This isn't over, he snarls, and vanishes in a burst of light, retreating rather than falling. The outpost's captives stumble free from their cells as the cannons fall silent. Kael watches the space where Vrol disappeared. He knew about us. That means Frieza knows we're coming. Goku clenches his fist. Good, let him worry. Vegeta smirks, wiping blood from his lip. No more outposts, no more delays. Next stop, his fleet. The three rise together, auras burning brighter than ever against the stars, resolve hardened, the chase entering its final stretch. Part 9, coming soon. Vrol's warning still echoing in the void, Kael, Goku, and Vegeta push their speed to its limit, and finally it happens. The fleet comes into view, dozens of warships, an armada blotting out the stars, anchored around one massive flagship at its center. "There," Goku says, voice tight, "we're finally here." A screen of interceptor fighters scrambles to intercept them, but the trio tears through the formation without slowing, explosions lighting the dark behind them. They breach the flagship's hull and drop into its corridors. Rows of soldiers rush to meet them, but there's no hesitation left in the trio now, only momentum. Blaster fire, shattered plating, bodies falling aside as they cut a straight line toward the ship's core. "Keep moving," Vegeta calls out, barely slowing down. "Every second we waste is a second he gets to prepare." Goku nods, driving a soldier back with a single blow. "Then let's not waste any." They reach a set of massive blast doors, easily 3 times their height, sealed tight. Kael exhales. This is it. The doors grind open on their own. Inside, a vast dark chamber, and at its center a tall figure sits upon a floating throne, back turned, utterly still. For a moment, no one speaks. Then the figure rises, slowly, and turns to face them. Obsidian skin veined with glowing crimson light, dark violet armor catching what little light there is, golden eyes gleaming with cold amusement. "Kael, Goku, Vegeta," Frieza says, his voice smooth, unhurried. "You've caused me quite an inconvenience." Vegeta's aura flares instantly. "Save the speech," Frieza allows himself a thin smile. "I've watched every world you've freed, every soldier you've cut down, every commander you've humbled. Impressive for children playing at being warriors." He raises one hand, and the air itself seems to bend, pressure crushing down on the room like a physical weight, cracking the floor beneath their feet. The trio holds their ground, auras igniting to match him, refusing to yield an inch, sweat and defiance etched into every line of their faces. "You wanted my attention," Frieza says softly. "Now you have it." Kael steps forward, eyes blazing. "Then let's finish this." Frieza's smile widens, gladly. The chamber flares with light as 3 auras and 1 impossible power collide in silence. The true battle for the galaxy about to begin. Part 10, coming soon. Frieza's words still hang in the air. "Now you have it." Kael's eyes blaze, aura roaring to life. "Then let's finish this." Frieza's smile widens, gladly. The chamber detonates with light as Kael, Goku, and Vegeta launch at him from 3 directions at once, faster than sound. The throne room floor cracks beneath the force of their opening clash, pillars shattering, debris hurled into the air. For one heartbeat, it looks like they've landed everything at once. Then Frieza moves. A single lazy motion deflects Kael's strike, catches Goku's fist without flinching, and sidesteps Vegeta's energy blade like brushing away smoke. He hasn't taken a single step back. Vegeta grits his teeth and breaks off, driving a furious solo assault faster and faster. For one instant, his fist connects. A flicker of surprise crosses Frieza's face. It costs him. Frieza's counter is instant, a single strike that sends Vegeta crashing through a support pillar. "Vegeta!" Goku shouts, and he and Kael regroup, attacking together, forcing Frieza to actually move for the first time. Energy trails slash the dark, but Frieza parries every strike, almost bored. "Is this truly all 3 of you have?" he asks. "I expected more from the ones who humbled my commanders." Vegeta staggers back up, blood at his lip, and rejoins the fight. For a few seconds, all 3 move as one, and it finally breaks through. A combined strike lands clean across Frieza's chest. He staggers. For the first time, his smile disappears. Silence. Frieza straightens slowly, and the crimson veins beneath his obsidian skin ignite, glowing brighter, then brighter still, until they burn white-hot across his entire body. His armor plating shifts and tightens with a grinding metallic groan. A crushing aura of crimson and black energy erupts around him, cracking the floor in a widening circle, hurling loose debris into the walls. "You've earned this," Frieza says quietly, no longer amused. Very few ever have. The pressure alone drives the trio to their knees. Goku strains against a weight like the whole ship pressing down. Vegeta's aura flickers under the sheer force. Even Kael feels his knees buckle. Frieza steps forward, calm again, but every step now shakes the floor. Kael forces himself upright, breathing hard, glaring up at him, refusing to break. "We're not finished," he snarls. Frieza tilts his head, studying him with something almost like curiosity. "No," he says softly. "I don't suppose you are." He raises his hand, aura blazing behind him like a dying star, and the trio braces for what comes next, battered, outmatched, and still standing. Part 11, coming soon. Frieza's hand rose. "No," he said, "I don't suppose you are." Goku braced. Vegeta spat blood onto the deck. Kael could barely stand. Then Frieza fired, and Kael moved, not away, forward, throwing himself in front of the other two. The beam swallowed him whole. Smoke filled the chamber. Silence. Frieza turned away, bored already, certain it was finished. Goku screamed his name. Vegeta, pinned flat by the pressure, screamed it louder. Nothing answered. Inside the smoke, Kael was on one knee, barely conscious. And in that dark, he saw it all again. Planet Vegeta burning. The launch bay, his father's hand pushing him into the pod. The silence he came home to 100 times over, across 100 empty years. All of them gone, every single one. And he had never once been able to answer why he was the one left breathing. His heart beat once, very loud. Kael's eyes opened. They were no longer violet. They were white. What came next was not something a warrior trains for. It was something only the last of a people could ever reach. The violet aura around him inverted, went blinding white, and violet lightning tore off his shoulders in sheets. The smoke blew clear in a perfect ring. His hair lifted. The star across his face glowed. Frieza turned back, and for the first time in 10,000 years, Frieza's face changed. Not amusement, not curiosity, fear. Kael was gone from where he stood. Frieza's guard broke before he understood it had been touched. The first strike sent him through his own throne, through the wall behind it, out into the dark. Then Kael was on him again, and again. Faster than Frieza could turn, Goku and Vegeta stayed on their knees and simply watched, because whatever this was, it was past both of them. Vegeta's mouth moved, and no sound came out of it. Frieza roared and unloaded everything he had. The flagship's hull split open around them, venting fire into space. Kael walked straight through it. "You took a whole world," Kael said quietly. "I'm what's left of it." He drove Frieza down into the deck hard enough to fold steel and raised his hand. For one long second, it was over. And Frieza laughed, blood at his mouth, ribs broken, and still laughing. "You've proved me right," he said. "This is why I waited. This is why I let your kind live at all." His veins ignited past white into something with no color. The whole ship groaned, and Kael's aura flickered. It was costing him. It had been costing him from the first second, and now it was running out. Goku shouted a warning, but they were already locked mid-air, Kael's light guttering. Frieza's rising, neither of them giving ground. Part 12, coming soon. They hung there in the dark, Kael's light guttering, Frieza's rising, neither of them giving ground. And then Kael's light went out. The white aura collapsed inward. The lightning died. His eyes dimmed from white back to nothing at all, and he fell out of the air and hit the deck like something dropped. Frieza came down after him, slowly, the way a man walks towards something already dead. "That was never yours," he said. "You borrowed it. From a dead world and a dead people, and it was always going to want paying back." He put his foot on Kael's chest and began to press down. Kael could not answer him. He could not breathe. And behind them, Vegeta stood up. Not healed, not stronger. Just up, on a leg that was broken in two places, blood running off his chin onto the plating. He crossed the deck without a sound and hit Frieza harder than he had hit anything in his life. It moved him. Barely. For one full second, the weight came off Kael's chest. Frieza turned and struck Vegeta out of the air like a man swatting an insect. And Goku caught him mid-flight, absorbed the impact, set him back down on his feet, and held him there until he could stand on his own. The two of them turned to face Frieza together, shoulder to shoulder, golden, green, and gold, both auras lit, neither of them looking at the other because they didn't need to. For the first time since planet Vegeta burned, two Saiyans fought as one, and Frieza had to work. They came at him in sequence, Goku high, Vegeta low. Cover, strike, withdraw, cover again. Neither of them could beat him, and both of them knew it, and neither of them cared, because every second they held him was a second Kael was still breathing. Frieza was not hurt, but he was inconvenienced, and nothing had inconvenienced him in 10,000 years. So he stopped playing. The corona around him swelled, and he unloaded everything at once, and the hull came apart, and both Saiyans went with it, thrown the length of the deck. From the floor, Kael watched them try to get up again. For him. For the last of a race that was not their fault, broken, outmatched, and getting up anyway. And something in Kael changed that had nothing to do with power. He had spent 100 years as the last one, the final entry, a man carrying a whole dead world on his own back. He wasn't carrying it alone. He never had been. Kael stood, and this time there was no explosion, no pillar of light, no shockwave, nothing thrown outward at all. The aura came in instead. It closed against his body, molten gold and white, so tight it traced him like a second skin, and black lightning ran down it in silence. His eyes were solid gold. The scar on his face was a clean white line. He was completely calm. Frieza looked at him, and whatever he had felt in the smoke on Part 11, this was worse. This was the first time in his entire existence that Frieza understood he was going to lose. Kael crossed the deck. Nobody saw him do it. Frieza's guard did not break. It was taken off him. Goku and Vegeta rose behind him and gave him everything they had left, a single combined beam, and Kael stepped into it and let it become part of him. 3 Saiyans. 1 strike. Frieza's armor came apart. His veins went out one at a time, like lights in a city going dark. And for the first time in 10,000 years, Frieza was on his knees. "Why?" he said. "Your world is ash. Your people are ash. Why are you still standing?" Kael looked down at him. "Because I'm not the last one." The light went out of Frieza completely. The flagship broke apart around them, venting into open space, and 3 Saiyans stood together in the wreckage of the thing that had ended their world.